my channel. I'm that Nigerian chick, and if you didn't know, now you know. If you're new, hey, my name is Lola. If you've been here before, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be speaking on 20 things that I've learned in my 20 years of life. It's an advice video, all the things that I've learned in my life and that I want to share with y'all because it has helped me tremendously, and I'm pretty sure it can help somebody else out there. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Number 1. Joyce Meyer said, never be jealous of what someone else has unless you're willing to do what they did to get there. And this is so big, y'all, because we're so quick to be envious and hate on what someone else has going for themselves, but you have no idea the sleepless nights and the work that they had to put in to get to where they are. And sometimes it's not even good work. They had to step on some toes to get to where they are. They had to do some real horrible things to be in the position, because the road to the top is not an easy road, and there's not a lot of space. It's not a lot of space for a lot of people. So sometimes you gotta push some people out the way, and that's not the sane way to get there. Obviously, that's not the morally ethical way to get there, but some people get that way. And unless you're willing to do the evil things that they did to get there, then you can't complain and you can't be jealous, because they put in that work. And unless you're willing to do the good things that some people did to get there, then you have no right to be envious. And I had to learn this, because sometimes I see people living their best life and I'm like, Lord, over here, like, what's going on? And it's just like, put in that work and you'll get there. Number 2, what other people think of you is really none of your business. Like, this is something I struggled with so hard, because I used to cry myself to sleep, beat myself up because of what other people were saying about me. You know, I thought I was a terrible person because, you know, LaTanya was thinking that and Ashley was thinking that. But hey, that's none of your business. That's what they see in you, and it has nothing to do with you. Like, that doesn't even determine who you are as a person. Let them think what they gotta think. As long as you doing you and you know who you are truly, then what everyone else thinks is really none of your business. But that's to an extent, because sometimes if everybody's saying it, then maybe you gotta self-evaluate. But if it's just 1, 2, 3 people, don't let that depict your whole life, okay? Number 3, whatever you do, act like you're the only one doing it. And this is so hard to do, but it's really, like, to succeed in life, you gotta act like you're the only one doing certain things. Like, if you're making music, you gotta act like you're the only one making music, always putting out content, always being on top of your game. If you're on YouTube, if you are a YouTuber, make sure you're always putting out content, you're on top of your game. You gotta do stuff like you're the only one who could do it, because sometimes you are. And if you don't do it, who will? Number 4, silence speaks volumes. Will Rogers said, never miss a good chance to shut up. Sometimes being quiet, being silent is the best way to go, and that's just it. Number 5, what you give power to has power over you. We give power to things. Things just don't naturally have power. Toxic thoughts don't naturally have power over you. You feed it, you develop it, and that's why it has that power over you. Even people that you let control your life, you gave them that power, and you can easily take it back. So start putting power into things that you believe in, things that you love, things that will uplift you, and that's how you progress. Number 7, what you see in other people is a reflection of yourself. And this is so big, because I don't know if y'all have ever had that friend who always has something bad to say about everybody. Like, they never said anything good. Nothing good ever came out their mouth. Like, everything they said was just toxic. It was just bad. Like, that's a reflection of who they are, because obviously they have nothing good to say, probably have nothing good going on in their lives. If all you see is just the bad in people, then that's a reflection of what you are perceiving and what you are intaking in yourself. And that's something that you really need to self-evaluate and think about, because if all you see is bad. Number 8, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not know where you're going. It's okay to just have it all confused. Like, not everyone that wanders is lost. Sometimes you have to get lost to find yourself. Sometimes you have to just experience life, like, just experience it in order to know how to live it. So it's okay to not be okay. Number 9, talk to yourself the same way you would talk to someone you love. understand that you're human too. Like the way I love people is amazing. Like I love people wholeheartedly. I always see the good in them no matter what they do. But for some reason, when I do something bad or when I fall short, I feel like my life is over. I feel like I'm a failure. And it's just like, I'm human too. I deserve the same love that I put out there for other people. So sometimes we all do that. So start putting that love in yourself. Start self-loving yourself. Number 10, never settle for less. Don't just take what's given to you. If it's not what you want, create it. Like never ever settle for less. Always reach for the stars, because guess what? If you don't reach the stars, you'll at least reach the sky. But if all you settle in is here, then that's all you're really gonna get to. So make sure you are having high expectations for yourself and for people around you. Number 11, never stop learning. You're never too old to learn. Like life is so big and there's so many wonders of this earth, and it's so important to just experience that and just have as much knowledge as possible. Like never stop growing, never stop learning, never stop reading books, never stop talking to people who see differently as you, never stop speaking to people who have lived different lives, elders. Like never stop learning. I'm such a big person on learning, not just educationally but just about life in general. Never stop learning. Number 12, certain things will never go back to the way it used to be, and that's okay. It's about how you move on that matters. Like I am so fixated on my past, and like I just wish I could go back and fix things and just like change things, but like certain things won't be the same. I can never go back, and all you have to do is move on. Like we just have to accept certain things and just move past it. I know sometimes we think about relationships that we've had in the past and we're like, yo, I really miss this person, but they're not here for a reason, and you need to move on. Like don't so much focus on the past that you're not even living in the present and you're not even looking forward to the future. Number 13, never look for validation in people. At your absolute best, you still won't be enough for the wrong person. Like you are you, and you can't be anything else but you. And sometimes other people are looking for something else that's not you, and that doesn't mean you're less of yourself. That just means that's who you are, and somebody else will appreciate that, someone else will love you for it, and that's just it. Number 14, everything in life is temporary. Death is the inevitable, and that's the reality of the world that we live in. So everything is temporary. Number 15, life isn't fair. I can't stretch it as much as that. Life just isn't fair. I'm sorry. You know, we were born thinking if I do the right things and I play the game right, you know, I'll get to where I want to be, the American dream and stuff. But in all reality, life isn't fair, and that's just the truth. I think, and that's where God comes in, because without him, it's gonna be really unfair. So you really need him. But yeah. Number 16, materialistic things really don't matter. And this is so big, because as you get older, you realize that things lose their value over time. Like items do not depict your progress or your success in life. Having wealth doesn't determine, you know, how well you lived your life. Like it's important to have relationships, friendships, and leaving a legacy behind. Those are the important things of life, not so much all of the assets and everything that you accumulate in your life. Number 17, happiness is a decision. Happiness isn't something you just wake up and feel. Like you have to decide to be happy. You have to decide to want to live a good life. If you don't, then you're just not gonna get it. Number 18, when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. And this is just something that you'll realize over time. It's not something I can really explain. It's just something you learn. Number 19, how you think is who you are. The thoughts that roam around in this mind is who you are as a person. And sometimes we have to flush some negative thoughts, flush some just bad thoughts, and start putting in some good things inside our head, because what's going on in here is gonna be coming out. Like that's what we're producing out. Last but not least, 20, you need equal amount of faith to believe in God and to not believe in God. So that concludes the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I hope you were able to take something from this video. I will see you in my next.